It's wonderful to see so many people attending this event today to welcome home and congratulate Olympian Kaetlyn Osmond and Paralympian Liam Hickey. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mark Browne, the MHA for Placentia West, Bellevue, but better known recently as Kaetlyn Osmond's MHA. First, I would like to acknowledge some special guests. I'm pleased joining us today. We have several Olympians and Paralympians, along with representatives from Parasport NL, Easter Seals, Wheelchair Sports Association, Recreation NL, Skate Canada, Newfoundland and Labrador, and Sports NL, as well as representatives from the town of Marystown, Mayor Signior and Councillor Tremblett. Welcome. This has been an outstanding year for sport in our province. Athletes from Newfoundland and Labrador have had successes at a number of different national and international competitions, including the 2017 Women's World Hockey Championships, the World Para-Swimming Championships Series, the Can-Am International Swimming Championships, the 2017 Canada Summer Games, the 2017 Special Olympics World Winter Games, and the 2017 North American Indigenous Games. And 2018 is also shaping up to be a stellar year, with successes at the Under-18 Women's World Championship, the Brier, the World Curling Championships, and most recently, the Figure Skating Championships in Halifax. And of course, there were the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics and Paralympics, which brings us to the reason we have assembled here today. Kaetlyn Osmond from Marystown in my district of Placentia West, Bellevue captured hearts yet again, winning gold in the team figure skating competition and capturing bronze in the women's singles event. Liam Hickey from St. John's displayed his offensive talents in para ice hockey, capturing a silver medal with Team Canada. Today we celebrate these remarkable athletes from Newfoundland and Labrador, and I now invite the Honourable Dwight Ball, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, to bring remarks.
Well, thank you, Mark. And for sure, in his opening comments, I really, too, want to acknowledge the horrific tragedy in Saskatchewan over the weekend. I think every single person that I've known has been touched. They have a story to share. I think all of us can actually relate to, getting on a bus ourselves or sending our loved ones, fully expecting that they will return safely. So thank you, Mark, and I think we all learn a lesson that never take things for granted when we start our day. So it's great to be here this morning, and Mark mentioned about the many sporting groups that are represented. First of all, I want to begin because we have some very successful athletes here on the stage with us this morning, but their success really comes as a result of the hard work of coaches and sponsors, the volunteers in every single community, big and small, across our province. Most people will know that I love sports. Matter of fact, I didn't get in until late last night from some meetings that we had, and I decided what I should do is watch the last game. So we were up late last night and watched Nashville and Colorado. So I love sports, and I love all sports. And I have every reason as a Premier of the province to be even more prouder as we gather here today and to recognize some of our own athletes. I want to acknowledge, too, of course, Mark Browne, who is our MC here. Mark's the one that in the House of Assembly would say she's done it again. And of course, throughout this province, everyone would know what Mark means when he said she done it again. Of course, this was Kaetlyn winning something again, no matter where it was in the world. But also to Betty Parsley. I had a chat with Betty a couple days ago, and how proud she's been of Liam Hickey, and it's a remarkable job that Liam has done. And we'll get into this a little bit later, but while we're also here today to formally recognize both the efforts of Kaetlyn and Liam, I would also like to acknowledge some of our past Olympians and Paralympians. And those of you that would not know that we've been very successful as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians on the world stage for quite some time. I see Frank Humber, Darlene Jackman on the stand is here, Joanne McDonald, Ken Doyle, and Paula Kelly. Did I miss anyone? Got them? You know, for a province the size of Newfoundland and Labrador, we have had over 20 athletes who have competed at this level of competition, and several of whom who have medaled on the world's largest stage. So we can be very proud of the work of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. And of course, Kaetlyn and Liam will forever be members of this elite group and in the company of the others of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So like many of us as residents of our province, you two at us sitting on the edge of our seats, cheering you on at some late hours, and of course celebrating your success. So what a special day this is. I just told them when we met a few minutes ago, it's Friday the 13th, but for me, Friday's been one of those lucky numbers. I was never afraid of the number 13, although I did refuse not to go out through the door when we came down as the one I went in through this morning. So as a province, I will tell you, and as Premier of of Newfoundland and Labrador, we can never be more proud of what those two young people has achieved on the international stage. Now, Kaetlyn, as you know, she's got a great story. She started out skating at the age of 2 in Marystown. She moved to Alberta at the age of 10 and joined the skating club there. But what was profound, I think, is in her comments last night when she came through the airport, is where she said her skating career began. It was in a small community, of course, in Marystown, a small club at the time, but very proud of her beginnings in Marystown. Now, Kaetlyn, as you know, already has captured the hearts of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians going back to 2007, winning a bronze medal at the 2007 Canada Winter Games. And I can tell you, she has not looked back since. There's been some challenges that she's overcome, as most athletes would do in terms of injuries and so on. Kaetlyn overcame all those challenges to be very successful. And she's been competing both at the national and the international stage, winning numerous titles all along the way. Now, as you know, Newfoundland and Labrador and South Korea, there's a bit of a time change. And I can assure you there were a lot of tired people. We could see them around the province. I could see the MHAs for sure, because Mark was making sure that we'll get the updates during the night. But there were a lot of tired people, but we were not tired of why we were staying up. We enjoyed every single minute of being up and watching Kaetlyn in particular at her goal-winning performance, and then, of course, the women's single bronze medal. Now, Kaetlyn built on that success just a few days later, winning the top spot at the World Championships. What a great achievement that was, and I told her I really appreciate the fact that she took on a Russian. So thank you, Kaetlyn. So on behalf of all my colleagues, on behalf, I think, of every single resident in Newfoundland and Labrador, I want to thank you, Kaetlyn, and thank you very much for what you've done for all of us as a province, and for all the inspiration that you've been to many young athletes around our province. So thank you. Now, it's not every day you get a chance to recognize two athletes from our province and the opportunity to celebrate the success of two young individuals. And Liam Hickey, of course, has made us so proud of his accomplishments. Liam, yeah. Liam is one of those rare athletes that you'll see that has performed both at the Winter and the Summer Games, and having achieved the feat in both the para-ice hockey and wheelchair basketball, and doing this before the age of 20. That is remarkable. And at the 2018 Paralympic Games, Liam represented Canada at para-ice hockey and came back winning a silver medal. So congratulations. Liam was first introduced to para-ice hockey as a young boy through Easter Seals, and what a great organization that is. Leah's dad and I were chatting a few minutes ago, and I will just repeat this story. I can tell you through the Olympics, it was Liam's dad and Liam that I pictured, of all of you that would remember the story, when the father would take the son and take him down to play hockey, sledge hockey. And that to me was really what reminded me of Liam's dad and Liam himself being encouraged to participate in sport. And Liam took on this sport at the age of 10, and by the age of 13, he received his first invitation to participate in a national training camp. But this is a result of the hard work, the commitment, the preparation that led him to become one of the top players in the world. Liam just didn't make the team. He was a top performer on that team. He scored 6 goals, had 5 assists during the tournament, and as you know, the only goal that was scored in the final game, Liam was part of that as well. So he was a vital part of the success of the team, and we are all proud throughout Canada. And I want to say, on behalf of our province, congratulations, Liam. Now, there's many characteristics associated with being an elite athlete, and Kaetlyn and Liam, I will tell you, have demonstrated those time and time again. Aside from their athletic ability, you have exhibited professionalism, the strength of character that is second to none. Your incredible journeys, as I just mentioned earlier, working through injuries, that really speaks to your dedication, your commitment, and your passion for the sport, and you have attained the ultimate. You have reached the pinnacle, not only just competing, but succeeding at the highest level in your sport. You have made role models, and as I've been through many rinks in the last few weeks, through minor hockey, Easter tournaments, or ice shows, everyone wanted to be a Kaetlyn Osmond. Everyone wanted to have the success of Liam Hickey. So I just want to say, before I conclude, as a province, we are extremely proud of you. And in recognition of your accomplishments, I'm very pleased to announce that we will be naming the Burin Peninsula Highway from Red Harbour to Marystown will now be known as Osmond Way. The only way. And also in recognition of Liam, the Holyrood Access Road, we've called that long enough. We're now going to rename that the Liam Hickey Drive. So Kaetlyn and Liam, please, no speeding on your own roads. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause in celebration of Kaetlyn and Liam and their success. So thank you very much.
As I was sitting there listening to the Premier and Mark, what an exciting morning, I thought about a little sign that's on the wall in my home that says, "We do not remember days, we remember moments." Well, I can tell you that this is a moment, a collection of moments that we're sharing in here this morning that all of us who's a part of this won't forget anytime soon. So I want to say good morning to our special guest. I'd be remiss if I too didn't mention Humboldt, took part in a vigil last night. Very somber, keep them in your prayers. And let it be a reminder to all of us, the younger ones, sometimes when you're younger you think we're invincible too, that every day is a gift. In addition to keeping Humboldt in your prayers, let's always, every day, be thankful for that gift. I also was thinking last night as I looked at hundreds and hundreds of those little boys and girls in their uniform, and I look at those people today that as we go through life and every day we work hard and we have goals and things we want to accomplish, and I'm speaking mainly to the moms and dads, is there anything in life that gives us more pride than celebrating our children? Those hours on the road, those hours on the bus, those hours in the kitchen baking cookies for that fundraiser. It's all for our children, because at the end of the day, that is absolutely the most important thing in life. So Kaetlyn and Liam, it goes without saying, there is so much pride in this room today for you two because of the inspiration. You don't even know the impacts of the inspiration that you're going to have on so many people's lives. I too was one of these people. I didn't start out having the late nights, but as the momentum went on, and my daughter would say, "Dad, are you staying up late with me tonight?" Eventually I got in on that too. Ask my Mary Kay lady. I'm wearing a lot more Mary Kay because of all those late nights. These are big events, but often very big events. Often the peaks of success, as we've been hearing already today, start with small dreams. And Kaetlyn has said many times that it was her older sister she wanted to be like on the ice. I want to skate like my older sister. And that small dream, as the Premier said, to skate like an older sister, starting on a local rink in maybe what we could call a little outport community, likely not thinking, one day I'm going to be on the world stage as the Olympics. But I want to say to you, boys and girls, where you start, you have no idea where you're going to finish if you're willing to work hard. The actor Christopher Reeve once said, "So many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then, when we summon the well, some become inevitable." And he was right. And we have two examples of this right here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look no further than Liam's storied path. He first dreamed of playing hockey and basketball like his friends. His parents introduced him to para ice hockey, and through Easter Seals, he accomplished his initial dream to play hockey. His natural talent in para ice hockey and wheelchair basketball became clear at an early age. And with much hard work and dedication, I'm sure we don't know the fraction of that story, to both sports, Liam never looked back. And today, having just turned 20 to 25th of March, Liam has already accomplished something that many athletes never will, competing at both summer and winter games. Just a few weeks ago, I joined the Premier. We were in Deer Lake for the 2018 Winter Games, where we saw the passion for sport, competition, healthy, active living was alive and well. And at the closing ceremonies, and the Premier will remember this, on the eve of the Canada-US Para Ice Hockey Final, I stood there and I wondered, and we looked at all the athletes coming in, if the next Newfoundland and Labrador Olympian or Paralympian was one of those participants at the games in Deer Lake, and we never know when we'll be back here celebrating perhaps just that. Today, we celebrate those two young individuals. Competing and succeeding on the world stage takes a great deal of dedication, a lot of hard work, I would say sometimes tears, maybe, we don't talk about these things, and a resiliency to succeed. Kaetlyn and Liam, you have both shown that no matter what happens on the course of training and competing, achieving your goal is possible. A few weeks ago, it was very, very heartwarming to see so many people come out and participate in the motorcade for Liam, and to meet him at his home rink in Paradise. The number of people that those two young individuals have touched through their accomplishments is amazing. And I know, Liam, that you have inspired more people of all ages to become interested in trying para-ice hockey and wheelchair basketball. And tomorrow, Kaetlyn, I'm looking forward to joining the Premier and a number of my colleagues to honour and celebrate Kaetlyn in her hometown. There's a number of events, I understand, it's planned throughout the Burin Peninsula. And Kaetlyn, I want to tell you that the interest in figure skating, Premier mentioned it, the increase in the interest. We're seeing it. Mark and I, your MHA, attended an event where we helped present medals to 800 young figure skaters, not just very recently. So I'm looking forward to that. And in closing, I just want to say to Kaetlyn and Liam that you now join a small and amazing group of elite athletes that have come from this province who are Olympians and Paralympians. And while both of you have indicated that your family members are your heroes and a source of your inspiration, I can assure you that your great talent and hard work has made you both heroes and sources of inspiration to so many more than you will ever realize. And we wish you nothing but the absolute best in the rest of your careers. Thank you so much.
As the MHA for Harbour Main, I am thrilled to join you today to celebrate the truly remarkable accomplishments of both Liam Hickey and Kaetlyn Osmond. Liam's family hails from my district. It is incredible to see those young people from our province harvest their talents through hard work and dedication, make their way to compete internationally. Both Liam and Kaetlyn are representing our province so well. They are truly ambassadors for Newfoundland and Labrador. I am delighted to see our government recognise both Liam and Kaetlyn in this way. Like others travelling through our beautiful province, when I drive by Liam Hickey Drive, I will feel great pride for the incredible accomplishments of a fellow Newfoundland and Labradorian and a great excitement for what his future holds.
For our next speaker, she needs no introduction. I've known Kaetlyn for some time. In fact, we both went to Sacred Heart Elementary at that time. Kaetlyn's just a couple years behind me. And I joked with her yesterday that when I walked through these doors when I was 22, just 2 years ago, as a young new MHA, that's what I came here as. And today at 22, you come here as a seasoned figure skater with 3 Olympic medals and a World Figure Skating Championship behind her name. She was an important member of Team Canada in Pyeongchang as they dominated the team competition. They wiped everyone out. In her women's singles event, Kaetlyn scored 152.15 in her long program for a combined score of 231.02 to earn her a bronze medal. This is the first time a Canadian has won an Olympic medal in women's singles since 2010, and she is also a 3-time national champion. And while we are here to celebrate Kaetlyn's Olympic success, of course, I would be remiss not to recognize that just weeks after, she went on to become the 2018 Women's World Champion in Milan, Italy, the first female in 45 years to capture that title. So Kaetlyn, before I ask you to come forward, I want to recognize 2 people, and that's your mom and dad, who are here. Jeff and Jackie have been with her every step of the way. In fact, I think she has to be at CBC around 12. And I said to her, well, what time do you have to go down? She said, I don't know, you have to ask Dad. And he used to tell her, before she'd go on news, well, go break a leg. But then she broke 2, so he don't say that anymore. But you have both been sources of inspiration for all figure skating moms and dads and hockey moms and dads. Yours is an example for many, for to leave Marystown to pursue both of your children's figure skating. Amazing to have you here with us today. So Kaetlyn, the floor is yours.
I just want to say thank you for all showing up. It's been truly incredible, and before I get talking, if I start shaking, is because this is more nerve-wracking than competing is. Back in 2014, when I came home from Sochi, I remember this experience of coming back to Newfoundland, speaking here, being 4 years younger and maybe a little more terrified than I am right now, but that's questionable. But I was the only person being recognized that day, and to be able to come here and be recognized with another Olympian is absolutely incredible, and it just shows that the sport in Newfoundland is just getting stronger and stronger by the year, and that small group of medalists at world stages can continue to keep growing, and I fully believe that Newfoundland will be able to do that. But I just want to say that competing at a world stage, competing all over the world, getting to see all the different cities, all the different countries, there's nothing quite like being in Newfoundland. There's nowhere that I've noticed that has a stronger sense of community and a sense of family. I joke around a lot with the rest of the Canadian figure skaters and other Canadian Olympians that I've met along the way, and they're always shocked when I show them pictures of the gatherings and the celebrations that we have coming home from the Olympics, and all of them say that their hometowns are never like this. Even though I haven't lived here since I was 8 years old, I've been living in Edmonton for the last 12 years, I still consider Newfoundland home, and I just want to thank you all for making every time I come home incredible, and it's just so exciting every time.
So the other star of our show today, Liam Hickey, is a rare athlete who dominates in 2 sports. He competed with Team Canada in men's wheelchair basketball at the 2016 Rio Paralympics. On the ice, he is an offensive player to be reckoned with. Every time that he gets on the ice, his speed and dominance are thrilling. He was a key member of Canada's men para-ice hockey team at the 2018 Paralympics with 6 goals and 5 assists over the course of the tournament. I'm still trying to get a hat trick. Including an assist on Canada's only goal in the final game. And today he is also here with a very large contingent of family, and I also want to recognize his parents, Todd and Michelle. And you are an example of parents in sport as well. I joked with someone that my dad helps me knock on doors, and Todd and Jeff help their children go to the hockey and figure skating practice. What would we be without our parents? So thank you to both of you. So Liam, the floor is yours.
Yeah, like Kaetlyn said, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. It's a pretty special feeling seeing everybody here, and I know I can speak for both me and Kaetlyn. The support we felt while we were in Pyeongchang was pretty incredible through social media and getting all the messages and stuff back home. It's pretty incredible, and again, like my team as well, they're pretty jealous of the support that I get from such a small province. So yeah, it means a lot. I never thought I'd have a road named after me, so I want to thank you for doing that. Thank you to Premier Dwight Ball and the Provincial Government for organizing this. It's incredible, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support. Thank you.